Hey guys, it's Rocket Top Jack, and today I'm going to be making a video about how Tennessee will be in the 2022 college football season, second year under Coach Josh Heupel. And I just want to make a video about this. I think we're going to be really good with more than 80 players returning, getting some guys in the portal like Andre Turntine, Brew McCoy, Wesley Walker, Gerald Mincy. The transfer portal went pretty good. Recruiting went really good from 2021 and 2022 recruiting class. And I just think Tennessee will be better offensively, defensively, and on special teams. So I'm going to start talking about our record and start talking about our games. So our first game is Ball State in Knoxville on a Thursday. I think that's going to be a win, obviously. I think the final score will be probably 49-3 Tennessee, because Ball State and the Cardinals, I checked their recruiting class. They didn't do very good recruiting. Well, they're an FCS team, so there's that, but I just don't think they're anywhere close to an SEC team, so that's a win. The second game is Pitt in Pitt. So we lost to them this past year, and one of the only reasons I think we lost to them is because of Joe Milton. Overthrew 10 passes, like nearly 10 passes, maybe more, and nearly every one of them they overthrew would have been a touchdown. Then when they put Hooker in, Hooker did really good, but Pitt lost quite a few guys. They lost their wide receiver to USC. They lost Kenny Pickett, cornerback Damari Mathis to the Broncos, and Kenny Pickett to the Steelers, and their wide receiver went to Southern Cal. So I think we'll win this, but it'll mainly be an offensive game. So I think the final score will be close to this past year's one, 41-34. But this year I think it'll be more defense because, we'll probably more offense because Pitt just got the quarterback from Southern Cal. So I think this will be an offensive game. I think the final score will probably be 45-35 Tennessee. Because our offense is going to have a lot more experience to Pitt's defense and their secondary. So I think we'll win it, but yeah. So our third game is Akron, the Zips. This will probably be our easiest game of the year. I think the final score will be probably 63-0. It could be. Akron is probably worse than Ball State. They don't have a good defense or offense. They're just not good at all. I don't ever pay attention to them. But, they lose games in their conference. They're bad for an FCS team, which is definitely not good. So, this is a win, 63-0, Tennessee. Our next game is the Florida Gators at home in Knoxville. So I think this could go either way, but I think it will go in Tennessee's favor this time because Florida lost Emory Jones. They lost Gerald Mincy, the offensive tackle, to us. They lost Zachary Carter. They lost Damian Pierce, and they lost their really good corner. I can't remember his name. But, they lost a lot of key pieces offensively and defensively. So this time I think we'll beat them, and we'll have another year of experience to their defense and their offense. So I think this will be a win, but I think it will definitely be closer than last year's. I think the final score will be probably 42-28 Tennessee. Next game, this one's going to be tough. LSU in Baton Rouge. This one's going to be hard because new coaching staff Brian Kelly. And based on LSU's new class, they have like 4 QBs. They have that transfer from Arizona State. They have true freshman Walker Howard, and they have just a lot of quarterbacks, and they have some pretty good players. They lost a few guys in the draft. They lost some linemen, so I think this could go either way because it's in Baton Rouge. But I think this could be like the lowest scoring game of the year because both teams will have a pretty good line, I think that LSU's defense could probably stop us, but I think we can definitely stop their offense. But I think that if Hooker and our offensive line, Darnell Wright, Jerome Carvin, and Cooper Mays, if our line and offense does good, I think we could win this. I think the final score would be 28-24 Tennessee. Our next game is Alabama at home. This is definitely going to be a loss because their defense is going to be way better with Will Anderson and a really good secondary. So this upcoming game will probably be the lowest scoring game of the year. No, not the lowest scoring. Probably lowest scoring for Tennessee of the year. Sorry, I got so close. But I think Alabama's defense will hold us, but I don't think we can stop their offense with a really good offensive line and just with a really good defense of theirs and with their offensive line, yes. I mean, they still have Bryce Young. They still have that tight end Latu. They still have some pretty big keys. So this will be our first loss. I think the final score will be 42 to probably 21, Alabama. So we're 5-1 as of right now. Our next game, though, is Kentucky at home. This will be a win because they lost all their linemen, offensive and defense. They lost their center, Luke Fortner. They lost all of their defensive line. Kentucky lost a lot of guys. So this will be a win for us. And Kentucky also lost their offensive coordinator, and this time it's in Knoxville. So I think this will be a good game for Tennessee. I think we'll win this one. So I think the final score will be probably 49-21 Tennessee because Kentucky's offense won't be as good this upcoming year. So I think that'll be the final score. Our next game, though, is UT Martin, I believe. So this will probably be one of our easiest games. It's the Skyhawks, UT Martin. Not a good team, Just an FCS Division II or Division III team, I can't remember. So this will be a win for us, I think the final score will probably be 56-3 or 56-7 Tennessee. So our next game is the Georgia Bulldogs in Athens. This will be a loss. It will be a higher scoring game than this past year because they lost a lot of defensive players, Trayvon Walker, Quay Walker, Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis. They lost a lot of players. So this upcoming year, it will definitely be a higher scoring game for Tennessee, but I think Georgia will pull it off. So I think the final score will be probably 38-28 Georgia. So, our next game is the Missouri Tigers in Knoxville. This will definitely be a win because Missouri is in a dark spot with quarterbacks. They lost Connor Bazelak, and the only guys they have are true freshmen and transfers, terrible transfers. So Missouri is in a dark spot with quarterbacks. They are not going to be good. They lost Tyler Beatty, their running back. The run defense isn't going to be good. They won't be able to stop our offense and they didn't this past year. So I think the final score will be probably 56-17 Tennessee. And our last game is Tennessee and Vanderbilt in Nashville. Our worst game is always Vanderbilt. Well, not our worst, but Vanderbilt's best game is always us. I do not know why, but this past year our offense didn't do very good, but our defense did good. Theo Jackson had a pick six. Byron Young had a few sacks against Vanderbilt. So our defense, this past year, this might have been the only game that our defense did better than our offense. But this upcoming year, I think that if our offense does better and our defense stays healthy, I think the final score could be probably 45-10 Tennessee. And I think that we'll be doing good. I think our final record will be 10-2, eligible for a bowl game. I'm really excited, and I'm sure y'all are too. Less than 80 days until kickoff, and I just cannot wait. And I'll see you in the next video.